Okay, this is multiple regression. So, multiple regression is like the sophisticated cousin of correlation. It examines this relationship of multiple independent variables on a single dependent variable. Necessary variables. So, the independent variable and the dependent variable, independent variables and dependent variable have to both be continuous, ordinal interval or ratio. And it is similar to correlation in that it is interested in how things move up and down with each other significantly. So some regression examples. Does education, family size, and hours at husband's work predict household participation? Does personality, income, and marital satisfaction predict nurturant parenting? Actually, let's go over those more. So it has 3 independent variables: education, family size, hours that husband worked, that all predict household work participation. And then, does personality, income, and marital satisfaction predict nurturant parenting? So we have personality, income, and marital satisfaction predicting nurturant parenting. So there are 2 test statistics with regression. You have B or beta, and you have R square. So B or beta, the regression coefficient, is advantageous for 2 reasons. One, it represents the unique relationship of each independent variable on the dependent variable. So if we go back to these examples, each independent variable is going to have a coefficient, beta or B coefficient with the dependent variable. So there will be 3. Education with household work participation, family size with household work participation, and hours at husband's work and household work participation. So 3, 1 for every independent variable. And then the other thing that is about the B or beta coefficient, it represents the relationship of x and y, the independent and dependent variable, while controlling for whatever we control for. So the interpretation of regression coefficient is also more concrete. 1 unit increase in independent variable is associated with an X amount unit increase in the dependent variable controlling for the control. So Y is the dependent variable, and then X1 and X2 are the independent variables. So though X2 is a control here, controlling for X2, while X1 is the main independent variable. So R square indicates the proportion of variability in the dependent variable that is explained by the variability in the group of independent variables. So what that means is that their variables vary. Remember us talking about that? A variable varies. Different people are going to report different things. And so the goal of R square is to figure the goal of your regression is to figure out why people are reporting different things. And so you'll come up with an independent variable to explain why people are reporting things a certain way in the dependent variable. To explain the different responses that people give in the dependent variable. So it is how much variance in the dependent variable is explained by the overall regression model. So R squared lies between 0 and 1 and represents a proportion. An R-square of 0.5 means 50% of the variance in the dependent variable is explained by the independent variables. There's no, that is supposed to say there is no statistical test to determine if R-square is statistically significant. So let's look at this. These are some betas here. So an interpretation of this would be, well, actually, let's do this one. An interpretation of, so we can see that is significant. It is less than 0.001. And to interpret it, we would say, with every 1 unit increase in mental health, there was a 0.25 unit increase in health. And that was significant. Now you could interpret these as well. Every 1 unit increase in ideal number of children, for every 1 unit increase of number of children, there was a 0.06 increase in health, but it wasn't significant, so there's probably no real relationship there, and it's so close to zero there. Or this, every 1 unit increase in education for every 1 unit increase in education, there was a 0.02 decrease in health. But again, not significant, so it probably doesn't mean anything at all. The end.